Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Thursday's maths lesson. We're going to carry on with line graphs today, so I'm just going to share my screen with you and explain your activity for today. So, we're interpreting a line graph again today. Before we do that, I've set you some mental maths today. I'll make this a bit bigger actually. Can you do your 6 times tables from the TT Rockstars like we normally do? Just do up to the ones you can see. You can time yourself if you want, like we do at school, and give yourself 3 minutes and just write the answers down rather than the sums and see you get on, so you can just practice your 6 times tables. So do that on a sheet and give yourself 3 minutes and do as many as you can. I would just write the answers though, not the sum, else it'll take you longer. And then this is today's work, so I'm just going to enlarge this so we can go through it, because this is the sheet you'll be doing today. So it says here the line graph shows the growth of a tree. So this is the height of the tree in meters and the years it's taken for that to happen. So what is the difference in the height between the start and the end of the recording? So obviously it started at 0 years and ended at 5. So what's the difference between the height? Remember, if you're finding the difference, if you're finding how much more or how much less, it will be a subtraction. So have a look what this tree started at 0 years old and what it ended at 5 years old, and find the difference. Because how much did the tree grow between the 2nd and 3rd year? Well, have a look. 2nd year and 3rd year. Have a look at the 2nd year and the 3rd year. What happened in year 3? What might have caused this? So if we look at year 3, it's grown very tall. I won't say how tall. And then look, it starts to not increase but to decrease. So what might have happened to the tree for it to be going down in height? What do you think? By the 6th year, the tree grows to 3 times the height of its 1st year. So it's not on here, look, it only goes up to year 5, but it's saying by year 6, it will grow up to 3 times the height of the 1st year. Then the girl says, the tree will be the tallest height it's ever been. Do you agree with Whitney? Well, if it was at 0 years, if it was 8, if it's 3 times as big as 8, you need to work out what that would be. And is that the tallest it's ever been? So think about that. And we've got another line graph here. And it says the line graph shows the number of points scored over 35 games. So here's the points going up in 10s and the amount of games played going up in 5s. So just use the line graph to complete the table. So I would just draw this on a piece of paper. So when there was 0 games played, there were 0 points. When the game was played when 5 games were played, look how many points there were and fill that in. Then 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and write how many points were scored by looking at the line graph. Now it's important to find the amount of games played and look at the X. This X here, if you look and go across, lies between 30 and 40. What number is between 30 and 40? So if we look here, it's going 0, 10, 20. So what is between 0 and 10? Halfway between 0 and 10. What's halfway between 10 and 20? Think about what those missing numbers are. And then, how many points were scored between 10 and 25? So you've got how many points scored between games 10 and 25? So have a look on game 10, how many points were scored, how many were scored on game 15, how many were scored on game 20, and how many were scored on game 25. And then if you're looking for how many there are altogether, then you need to add them. It says between which games did the points exactly double? So what number has been doubled? Estimate how many games it took to score 50 points. So you need to find 50 points and find out then how many games it would have taken to score 50 points. When you've done that, you can have a go at the second part. I'll just make this a bit bigger. So this line graph has got a couple of things going on. So the line graph shows the temperature in Miami and Cairo over 8 days. So the blue line is Cairo's temperature, and the red line is Miami's temperature over 8 days. So you've got the amount of days here and the temperature. The days are going up in ones, and the temperature, if you look, start at 10, 14, 18. So what's going to go between 10 and 14? What number's halfway between? Well, it's going to be 12, isn't it? It's going to, each of these lines represents 2. So 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and so on. So on what day was the temperature the same in both cities? So you're looking for where the line graph crosses over and a point's been made. So here, on day 1, the 2 lines are far apart, so they're not the same temperature. On day 2, the 2 lines are not together. On day 3, the 2 lines are not together. But oh look, on day 4, an X is in the same spot. So think about that and what temperature it was. What is the difference in temperature between the hottest days in both cities? So the hottest days, so you're looking up here for a higher number and where this peaks. So this is the hottest day and this is the hottest day. So have a look what temperature it was by going across. And then you're going to have to find out the difference between those 2 numbers, which means you need to subtract. Then it says, what is the difference between the hottest recorded temperature and the lowest recorded temperature? So the hottest recorded temperature is going to be the highest X up here, and the lowest recorded temperature will be the lowest X down here. And you will need again to do subtraction because you're finding the difference. On which days was it warmer in which days was it warmer in Cairo than in Miami? So look at each day. Warmer in, let me just check that question, sorry. Warmer in Cairo than Miami. So Cairo is the blue line. So you're looking for which days the blue line was above the red day. So if you look at day 1, the blue line's above the red line. So on day 1 it was. On day 2, the blue line's above the red one. So on day 2 it was. Oh look though, on day 3, the blue line is below the red line. So that day wasn't hotter. And work your way through each day and record them. On what day was there the greatest difference in temperature between 2 cities? So have a look here. On day 1, one is 18, one is 22. That's a difference of 4. On day 2, one is at, let me have a look. 12, 14, 16, 18. On day 2, we've got 16 and we've got 20, and that's probably 21 there, look, because if 18's there, 20 would be there, and that's just above the difference of 18 and 21. And then on day 3, you've got 18 and 22, that's a difference of 4. On day 4, they're exactly the same, so there's no difference. On day 5, you've got, look, this isn't on 24, it's 1 up, so that would be 25. And then you've got 34, 36, 37 there. So there's a massive gap between the 2 points on that day. So have a look. Then it says use your clues to complete the line graph. So you're going to plot the line graph. If you can't do this, don't worry, because you might not have the paper, but if you can, it's got money in the bank and the months. In February, there was 2,800 in the bank, which was the largest overall amount. So you need to get February and find where 2,800 would be. Now these are going up in 500s, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. And then each one of these squares represents 1. So if you're looking for 2,800, maybe if I can zoom in a little bit, then that's 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, 2,800 would be there. So you go across, and there's February, look, and you put the X there. Then it says May was the lowest amount, but we can't plot May because we don't know what May is. In March, there was half the amount of February. So if February is 2,800, what is half of 2,800? I would half 1,000 and then half 800 and add them together. So have a go at this one. This one can be a bit of a challenge for you. So if you don't do this question, don't worry. But I would like you to interpret the data on the line graph here and then the previous two questions. If you're stuck, again, message us on the blog. Have a go and try your best, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.